Here we are again, another episode of the Lockbox, brought to you by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister team. I'm Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group, and we are out here in beautiful, hot Arizona, but it's a great time of year. Market is still hot, and a little bummed out today because I don't have my co-host Angela from Hendrick's team at VIP Mortgage, because she's awesome. She always does a great job, so we're going solo today, but I do have a killer guest, which we'll announce here in a couple minutes. So, hey, one of the great things growing up in Arizona, as you guys know, I'm a native. Growing up here, I had the opportunity to be involved in some of the world's largest events. So my dad was president of the Arabian Horse Association. So for years, we produced the Arabian Horse Show. Helped one of the opening shows for the WWF, which was killer. I got to work with a wrestler, riding an Arabian horse down like a 20-foot stage with 22,000 people. And that's one of the great things about Arizona is we have some killer events in Arizona. I mean, absolutely killer. So you've got Barrett Jackson, you've got Raining, which is horse stuff, Bike Week, we got the Balloon Fest, Halloween Fest, Taco Fest, Fiesta Bowl, NBA Finals, and we do have the Super Bowl coming up in a couple of years. So when you guys come to Arizona, you're like, oh, what am I going to do in Arizona? When you move to Arizona, you can know that there's always something to do. And so there's another event that's been going on for many years, since about 2006, and it's an event that everyone thinks is just for celebrities, but it's a little different than that. Our guest today is, we've had him on the show before. He's a good friend, great guy. And so for you sports fans, you guys are going to know who he is. So let's say hello to AC CASSWELL, former Raiders, should have been Cardinals, but that's all right. How you doing, AC?
Man, I'm doing great. Such an honor to be here again, man.
No, it's great. You're looking good.
Thank you. We're living life and trying to enjoy it along the way. So, yes.
So with people moving here to Arizona and stuff like that, what's it like being a former, well, you still are, but a celebrity in the sports world and interacting with people in Arizona? Because Arizona is like a mecca for a ton of celebrities.
Man, Arizona it's a great market. I mean, like you said, originally I'm from Los Angeles, so I kind of have an opportunity to be spoiled and get a chance to go back to the beach. But I love Arizona. And from an athlete standpoint, this is one of the top states in America because we have some of the best training facilities here, some of the best weather. The cost of living is reasonable, great restaurants, so a lot of guys gravitate here. We were just talking about this a couple of days ago. You don't have to play for our local professional teams to live here, you know. And so people say, well, where are all these athletes coming from? Because we do spring baseball and guys train here. But once again, a lot of guys that play for other teams, they live here. You know, that's not no disrespect to the Cardinals or the Suns, the Coyotes, but guys love it here, men and women athletes. So, yeah, it's a great market.
Well, and the athletes, the professional ones, they're very supportive of the other teams.
Absolutely.
Like right now we have Suns in the playoffs, which, the athletes, some of the guys we run into are going crazy over it.
Well, it's so funny, and you see all the guys lining up, and don't get me wrong, professional athletes, they can jump on the bandwagon as well. So, but I'm heartbroken because obviously I am a diehard Laker and LA everything. I'm LA everything. LA Kings, Lakers, USC. Obviously the Raiders were there at one time and point, and then Suns. Because I went to high school and college here, and this is my home. I love the Suns as well, but I got to a point I said, okay, Suns, go ahead and put my Lakers to rest. We need some time off, and if anybody gonna put us to rest, go win the championship. So I'm rooting for the Suns, man. I love what's taking place. I haven't seen this since Barkley was here, obviously, and the buzz is just amazing.
It is. It's got a great feel.
Everybody's coming, from celebrities to rappers to other athletes, and people are flocking in, man. It's great to see.
Well, and it's great for the city, too.
Absolutely.
It really showcases it. So I actually had a couple people, I told them you were coming on the show.
Absolutely.
So one of the guys wanted to know, what's the difference between being an athlete when you were doing it compared to now? So you see how the kids come out, and they'll come out, they get their first check, they go buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. Sure. What's different between when you were there and now?
I can thank you. That's a great question too. But I live that life every day, nonstop. Just through my kids being student athletes, but also being actively involved and sitting on the NFL board and being engaged with the players, current and former players. Starting a sports agency this year, so now we're going to be managing players on and off the field. So we have to stay involved. And what's so funny, and this is where it kind of ties into what's going on in collegiate right now, guys, athletes being paid for their likeness. I'm in favor for that. We talked about it for years.
Absolutely.
When you're bringing in billions of dollars as a five-star athlete, trust me, that university they're raking it in. So to see their mindset, that's what's so different. To see the younger guys looking at guys like LeBron and Shaq and, some current, some former athletes, Magic Johnson, Tiger Woods, a little bit of myself now, and looking at what's available to them. And they're like, wow, I can start this at an early age. Like, I just signed a multi-million-dollar contract. I don't always have to go buy the big cars and the Rolls Royces. I can start investing into crypto and I can start investing into other areas of opportunity because this is where the times is at. So to see these young guys, young athletes, having that platform, I mean, it's amazing.
So do you think things would have been different for you had you had this platform when you were younger?
Absolutely. I mean, because, when I played also, too, I was in a pretty good era, but you have to really fight with your agent and say, look, I'm bigger than an athlete. I need to be marketed.
Right.
That's why you have names. My nickname was the Cheetah. So I said, you have to market that. You have to brand that. You got to get me commercials, TV roles, endorsement deals. Don't just rely to what I do on the football field. This is about longevity. So yes, it would have been so much different. Look at social media. I mean, kids now, they have millions of followers. Where brands are looking at that. And so,
Right.
wait a minute. This guy goes to this university. He's going to be turning pro. He's already a brand.
Right.
He already has buyers for us. So if we get our product on them and send them free product, it's just amazing to see what's taking place.
Well, and the kids these days, too. I mean, I see some kids, you go down to the ice rink, and you see kids that are
absolutely.
3 years old that are flying around the ice.
Absolutely. I mean, kids now, mainly high school and college athletes that we're working with, obviously. These guys they're entrepreneurs, like literally. They have their brands already. They might not know how to get it to the next step because how could they? They're there to go to school and be an athlete, but they're coming in saying, hey, I have a brand already. I have followers already. We need to get this going. So I love to see what's taking place. And I would have, I know me, I definitely would have just been all in the moment, like, okay, let's make it happen. But, at least we can be a vehicle now to those athletes.
Well, and what are you going to tell the kids now? And I say kids, but the ones that are coming up, they get out of school, they get a big contract. You as a sports agent in your company, Are you setting them up for success for future?
Absolutely.
Letting them know that's not always going to be there.
Man, absolutely. That's one of the commitments and dedication that we made, starting with myself, is that we know what it was like. Okay, to get used and abused from brands, won't say any names, but it was not right.
Right.
It was not right. And now we want to be that agency where we lived it. Like, guys, we got your back. Okay, the moment you sign your contract, even before that, we're already getting you branded, marketed. We're getting you invested into other opportunities. So therefore, you have things to fall back on. And that's what I'm excited about, the knowledge and the team of the talent that we're bringing around us from the agency, because we've been there.
Right.
We want to make sure that the parents know that, some sports, unfortunately, kids are turning pro because of certain sports at 15, 16 years old, because tennis, you can do that.
Right.
Basketball, you can turn pro coming out of a senior in high school. So they don't have that management skills yet. We want to be that vehicle, and we're excited about it.
So when you were playing before you went
Right.
pro, when did you realize? Was it like grade school, middle school that you said, "Oh, I'm going to be a pro athlete. I have what it takes. I have that it factor
Right,
that's going
right.
to make me pro."
Well, growing up in Los Angeles, and I say this for a reason, because, man, it was freaking competitive. Every day we competed for something, so it just kept you on your toes. And as a young man growing up, I was very fast, and I didn't really understand how fast I was until people kept telling me, like, wow, you're 10, 11 years old, and you're beating grown men, I mean, they kept telling me that for so long, but I knew that something was in me. I knew that it was a spirit of greatness in me, and I knew that the passion, and I talk about this in all of my conversations and speaking engagements, when you have a passion for something, and I knew that I had a passion for sports. I love football. I tried other sports too, but my passion was track and field and football. It wasn't, I wish I would have played baseball and other sports, but once I realized at an early age that I had that passion, I said, this is something that I want to do. And like any kid, we all dream of making it to the pros.
Right.
But when I started playing and getting involved with organized sports, and coaches start telling me, man, you have a special gift. You're doing things that we can't even coach, and I heard that for so long. And then obviously it started materializing, as I got a little bit older. I'm like, okay, this is something serious. And like any athlete, the first thing you say, for my upbringing, because I had a very hard upbringing in Los Angeles, and I knew that for me, I wanted to become successful in something. If it can be sports, I'm going to ride it till I can. But I did that too because the motivation was I wanted to make it for my mom. We all say that, right?
Right, absolutely.
What are you going to do with your first check? Buy my mama a house. We all say that. I don't care what sport you're in, you're going to say that. but that was some motivation for me.
No, that's great. So when you realized you were going to go from high school, college, and pro, how did your attitude change? Were you like the guy walking around campus with all the girls, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm going pro.
Well,
I'm going to go buy a house from Jason Grandon.
Exactly, right? You know, exactly. Where were you at, Jason, back in the day? I needed you, man. I think you were still in high school, so I don't know how we would do that. But, you know, I was grounded, you know, to be honest with you. Was I cocky? Yes. You know, you have to, any great athlete going to tell you, you have to do something to separate yourself. Hands down. The nice guy don't always make it, you know. So I had to be aggressive, but I was also respectful, but I knew that I was a little bit different.
Was that because of your mom? Was she staying on you?
Mom, yeah, mom was grounding us, you know, for sure, man. I mean, that upbringing was amazing. Never knew my biological father. It's okay. You know, I had a great stepfather that stepped in my life and raised me, but mom was everything to me, and that was my motivation. But, you know, experiencing success at an early age, you know, when you're in high school and you're already predicted to go to the Olympics, you know, I was running world-class times in high school, and 4.35s, 4.36 naturally in high school, you know, you were projected to do something. So I got a lot of those accolades. I got a lot of the media reports and interviews, and, you know, people following you with cameras and saying, hey, you know, you're projected to do this, and I think it did prepare me. You know, I didn't go out and abuse it. You know, obviously, you know, the ladies like, oh, I saw your picture, I saw your, you know, your ad, commercial, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So
did it make you work harder though, with all these people following you? Did you kind of have a pressure, thinking, God, you know, I got these people following me, I've got to continue to do better?
Not at that age, but the pressure when you get older as a professional athlete, you're dealing with more tense, more pressure, and more things that you're dealing with, responsibilities. But in high school, it was more of a cool thing. Like, wow, you know, I was so fast. This is no lie. I was so fast where my friends were literally betting on me, you know, in the stands who's going to win, but I never got any profit sharing. So I'm like, come on, guys, you know, let me know what's going on. But that was the fun part, just people knowing that, wow, you know, look how good this kid is, and just want to know you and meet you. But I kept it in moderation.
Is there a big difference between college and pro?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you always hear any sport, especially in football, because football is brutal, you know, and you will never, and you can do your research over the last 50 to 60 to 100 years, and no one can ever prove this. There have never been a high school athlete who went from high school football to the pros. It's never going to happen. The game is too physical, mentally, emotionally. I mean, if Adrian Peterson and Herschel Walker and all the greats couldn't even go from, and you know how great they were.
Absolutely.
It's just not going to happen. But the game is so fast. I mean, every level is different, stronger, faster, bigger, wiser, you know, and you all think that, like in high school, like, oh, man, I'm good. I think I can go compete in the NFL right now. No.
Yeah, but unlike a lot of other people, and this will kind of lead into the main reason you're here, the mentality to be able to go from college to pro, and then when you're in the pro, because I know you were getting knocked around by some guys that were huge.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
How do you deal with
your
that?
mindset? I mean, your mind. First of all, at that time, I was a smaller receiver. Like, my kids look at my bio and they just laugh. They're like, Dad, you know, when the Raiders signed me, literally, they can look this up. I was 5'8", 145 pounds, soaking wet. Think about that, okay? Because I just came off my Olympic tour, so I didn't have a chance to, you know, to really develop. And I got with the Raiders my first year, but it's a mindset, you know. But I was always brutal. Like, I might have been small, but I'm that guy who will lay you out, crack back you. You know, I did kickoff, kick return, punt team, you know. So I let the coaches know that I'm not just a receiver. I will come and lay you out, you know. So that was in me. That was just the way I grew up, you know, like street ball. It doesn't matter how big you are. You can crack me. I'm going to get up and keep moving. And I brought that same mentality into that arena. So when they saw that in the NFL, it's like, man, this guy, he ain't afraid to hit somebody, kick off, what have you. You know, somebody get an interception on me, I'm gonna come and crack you. You know, so I had that mentality, man. But it's a difference.
Now, how many years did you do the pro?
I retired like about 2010. You know, had a lot of surgeries. You
Sure.
know, a lot of surgeries, over 12 surgeries over my career, and it's pretty tough.
Well, and a lot of guys give up, and they're just like, oh, I'm done. I'm just going to keep my retirement stuff. Mm-hmm. But you went ahead prior to that and started this event that's going on now, one of the premier events in Scottsdale called the $1 Million Mingle.
Man, we love it. We love it, brother.
What is the $1 Million Mingle?
Man, well, first of all, let me say, you know, thank you for being I'm thankful for the opportunity of being a professional athlete, because one of the things that I did take out of the league is I was blessed, man, to travel all over the world and raise great money for charities and charity events. but I always walked away and like, okay, competitively, we can do it better. We can do it bigger. We can do it more luxury. So with that being said, back in 2006, I got together with my group of visionaries and creativity, and we created the $1 Million Mingle celebrity luxury fundraiser, and it's grown tremendously since 2006. And we birthed it here in Scottsdale. It's a Scottsdale birth establishment, but it's all about, raising great money in a luxury high manner fashion, from celebrity golf tournaments to mansion parties, comedy shows and brunches, and now we've invested into the Bentley Scottsdale Polo Tournament to where we'll have our $1 Million Mingle VIP lounge. So it's just a whole weekend experience now.
But your purpose is to raise money for different charities
Absolutely.
and less fortunate.
Absolutely. I mean, that's our number one goal. I created a tagline, obviously, and that tagline is called "We Fight for Life Causes." So the $1 Million Mingle is the luxury brand. Now that tagline, "We Fight for Life Causes," we look for those causes. We take in those meetings and say, well, tell us about your organization. Sometimes, no disrespect, it's not always the big name brands that we know about. It's the
Right.
it's the nonprofits that took me in as a kid, who fed me, clothed me, signed me up for sports. Nobody knew their name, but it was still a service they were providing.
Absolutely.
So we look for those causes. I mean, we really do. And once we find those causes that we're passionate about, we're going all in. And our goal is $1 Million Mingle. From a marketing standpoint, we never raise anything less than $1 million. Okay, but we give a great return doing it. So yeah, we look for those amazing causes, and we think that we found 2 good ones this year.
Now, you don't have to be an athlete or a celebrity to be involved.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a private invite only. I mean, we take pride in that. You just can't go run to anywhere and buy a ticket and say, hey, I'm showing up at your event. We want to know who's coming in, who's going out. We may have 3,000 to 4,000 people at each event, but it's all selective people. But they can, obviously through you guys and other links, they can purchase tickets. You don't have to be a celebrity. The basis of it is we cater to celebrities, professional athletes, dignitaries, entertainers, corporate execs, affluent people. It's not a cheap event,
Right,
by all
right.
means. And we do that for a reason, because we want to reach our goal of raising money.
But you give an opportunity to maybe a CEO of a company who is a big fan of yours or
Absolutely.
one of these other celebrities, and now he has a chance to sit
Absolutely.
in the same room with that person.
Man, I mean, the thing about the $1 Million Mingle, what makes it so fun is there's a lot of VIP activations, and it allows corporate an opportunity and the fans and spectators to say, hey, guys, I'm up and close personal with these guys, to laugh, to network, to talk, to golf with them, to, trade stories. And that's the fun part. It's the networking part of it. It's not, people love it. They're like, wow, man, I bought a ticket to get in, but I'm literally golfing with these guys, and I'm at the VIP lounge with these guys talking and, seeing that we're regular people too, but we're having fun doing it. So
No, and your promo stuff is all top notch. Tickets,
thank you.
Or
Thank you.
I mean, nothing's paper. It's
Yeah, we don't. No,
all top notch.
No, we don't do anything. Our brand. I mean, we work hard to make sure that our presentation is luxury. And that's make no mistakes about it. I pressure my team to say, guys, we have to be number one. We have to be luxury. That's what people want to, deserve to do that, and we deserve it. So.
And now last year, during the pandemic, you tied in with the Bentley Polo Classic.
Yes.
Which is actually one of the premier event in Arizona.
Oh man,
It's great. They do a great job.
amazing. Amazing. I mean, look at our weather. Arizona. I mean, you have the beautiful surrounding mountains, outside event. So we partnered up with Jason and those guys who've been doing a brilliant job over these years, and we feel as though that we've implemented something a little bit exciting. That people are trying to knock on the door. It was funny last year because it's a private event, and we literally had people from other tents and other areas saying, hey, how do we get into your lounge? And I said, man, it's a private event. We're already sold out, and catch us next year. So it's such a blast, though. We love it.
It is, and you do it right there at Westworld on
Yes.
the field.
Yes, yeah. We take over the whole field, with Jason's team, and they just build out like crazy. And we have our own private activation lounge, which is amazing. And it's something you want to experience. And people from all over the world, they come out to support the $1 Million Mingle, and they love it, man. It's awesome.
Well, and one of the great things about you is when the event's done, you're not.
No.
You're continuing on, and so you're raising money all through the year.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that I pride myself in, and I say this all the time in any interview that I do, we still work when the lights are off. Okay, we're still grinding, we're still servicing, we're still planning for the next event, we're still funding kids, we're still doing other things. When the cameras are off, we're still working. So $1 Million Mingle, it's an all-year-round brand of fundraising. It's gotten to a point now where it's mobile. We travel to different cities. We've got invited to come to different countries to raise money in a luxury manner. We're one of the official Super Bowl recognized events now, to where every Super Bowl is. We will be there as well with the $1 Million Mingle, whatever theme that we're going to do. But now, yeah, we're in it.
No, it's great. Do you think the kids these days, it just doesn't seem like they have? Let me back that up. So the things that you learned when you were a kid brought you to this.
Absolutely.
So what keeps your motivation going? And also, how do the kids that are doing the sports now in 20 years, they've got to do something,
Yeah.
and this is a great way to do it.
Well, the motivation obviously is I have a heart for giving. That's I'm gonna die with that. That's who if anybody knows me, they know that I'll turn blue in the face at the table to say how can we support. So I love that. That's in my blood. No one has to teach me that. But what we're trying to show the younger guys, just like we do with our current athletes, because the statistics and the history of our former players, it's not good. It's
Right.
not good how, our livelihood is going after football is over with, mentally, emotionally, financially, behavioral health, mental stuff that we're dealing with. And I try to make sure that I show the older guys and the younger guys that, guys, this is what success look like, okay? Older guys, former athletes, come back out. Community still love you. They want to take pictures with you. They want to sign autographs with you. And all my former athletes are comp. They don't pay for anything. We bless them to come out to still be relevant, to still take a picture and shake hands, because they need that motivation in their life. The younger athletes, we're trying to show them, guys, this is how you want to live your career. Okay, this is what you want to do to give back. And when you do that, people are going to support you. They're going to support you after your season. They're going to support you if you have to retire early, if you portray that type of attitude. And I've always been that person where on and off the field, this is me. I'm going to sign an autograph. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to kiss babies. I'm going to shake hands. And then those are the guys who want to still do business with you. Hey, AC, call me up. I own this company. I'm a corporate sponsor. And because I knew that I was that guy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you're accessible. I mean, I've seen you talking to people
Thank
outside,
you.
and
Yeah.
you never pull the star card.
No, man. I have my personal moments, like anybody else. I'm very picky, very private, very selective, but also understand my role in community. It's about all of that. Making yourself available and personable, and that's what you get. You get that out of our brand that way.
No, that's
So,
great.
yeah.
Well, how can people reach out to, how do they get to the site and stuff?
Man, we are live right now, Jason. I mean, after all this hard work and last year telling people, no, you can't register, we're over capacity. Guys, we are live. Go register, mdmexperience.com. I mean, we just went live. They can go purchase their polo tables, their tickets. And I mean, it's just a great time to get ready to come out and celebrate with us. But we're live, our celebrity golf tournament is going to be at Talking Stick Friday, October 22nd. So if you love the golf, I suck, but I love it, but I'm still going to compete against you. Don't matter. Man, we're live with our golf. So it's a great time. We're excited.
No, that's great. And so this is a premier event in Scottsdale, Arizona. And this is one of the main reasons why so many people, celebrities, athletes, and even regular people like me and everyone else love Arizona. It's because of events like this.
Man, we love it.
So
man.
give them the website again.
So if everybody is interested, please do. We're asking. We still have sponsorship opportunities for corporate brand sponsors to come out and do some activation with us. But they can go to mdmexperience.com. I mean, we simplified it. mdmexperience.com. They can get all the information right there, history, time and date, itinerary, all those great things.
And before we started the show today, we were talking. So you've got a couple of your core charities,
Yes.
but there's a lot of underling charities that you actually are helping that maybe aren't on the big tagline, but there's a lot of
Absolutely.
people that are being helped by this.
Yeah. Once again, when I said that my heart is for charity, I never stop, and it's hard when you can't wear your heart on your sleeve because you can't support everybody. But I'll try that, So about maybe 7 years ago, I came up with a profit sharing program because here's the amazingness about this. Because we are a private invite only, we build affiliate partners. And with that being said, we may choose a company or organization and say, guys, you can sell tickets for us because it's private, right? So we may give them so many tickets to sell to attend, and now they get a percentage of that. So that helps us to maybe squeeze in a few more charities, other charities that we know that's not getting featured or branded, and at least try to do our part.
And you're promoting these people all year, too.
Absolutely.
It's not just a 1-2 night deal.
Absolutely. And not only that, Jason, with the vision being so big, with $1 Million Mingle experience, where you're getting like 5 events over 3 days, over a weekend, now we got this thing to a point where each one of those events can have their own exclusive title sponsor. It can have its own recipient, But right now, we, because of the first year coming back from COVID, we're going with these 2 nonprofits. If you don't mind me saying,
No, absolutely.
we selected a great organization called But You Don't Look Sick. And one of my coordinators who's been with me, I never knew that. You know, I'm like, why have you ever told me? You know, but how often do we say that as people? Man, they didn't look sick. I didn't know they were sick. They didn't look sick to me, but you don't look sick. So organization is, I mean, they already have my heart. I'm like, I'm in.
Oh, it's great.
And yeah, so we're excited about that. And obviously, you know, my little nephew, Robert Niles Jones V, he's 7 years old now, and unfortunately he was diagnosed with melanoma cancer. And as I told my mom and sister and niece and family that, hey, we got him. You know, this is what we do. We, you know, family and I, we want to raise money for him. So we'll be raising money for his cancer fund, but also for other kids that are struggling with cancer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. I think this is a great charity, and anybody who wants to get involved, anybody can get involved. And, you know, even if you can't be a big corporate sponsor,
Yes.
you can still donate.
Man, donate, buy tickets. I mean, we've made it favorable. You know, it's a luxury event, but we have tickets starting at $50. You know, we're guaranteed to sell out, so I'm not worried about that. But we want to give people as much as opportunity to come out and experience it. You know, see you out on the golf course. What an amazing sight to see if we get you out there. I mean,
You'll
come on,
laugh.
man. You know, get you out there on a horse at the polo event. I mean, we got some things lined up, you know.
No, that's great. That's great. So give them the site one more time.
Absolutely, guys. But if you want to join us, please go to mdmexperience.com. Once again, mdmexperience.com. We are live, ready to go, and guaranteed to sell out.
No, that's great. And then for those that are thinking about buying a house, make sure you call the Hendricks team at VIP Mortgage, get pre-qualified because it is a hot market. And actually, rental-wise, when season rolls around here, it's full. So get your rentals now, and let's get you out to the MDM.
Yes.
Right,
man,
the $1 Million Mingle. Get to meet guys like AC.
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
And you've got a lot of big name
Oh, yeah,
celebrities
yeah. We
coming
got,
out for it.
oh, man, it's just, people love Arizona. And it's not hard because they're here. So it's not, you know, it's not like we got to go solicit you to fly out, and they're here.
No, absolutely. Now, not to put you on the spot before we
Right.
end this up, who's your favorite athlete?
You know, my favorite athlete, you know, I'm a little bit biased, you know, for me, and I may sound cliche, but Tim Brown is my cousin-in-law, and he's a guy that I really model myself after, character-wise and just talent-wise. Such a great guy, man, and I want to be a lot like him, you know. You know, he's not showboating flashy, you know, because I used to be very flashy, like, oh, it's all about Deion Sanders, and you know, that was my personality. But Tim Brown's one of my favorites.
No,
man.
fantastic.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
That's great. And you got a great family, too, so
Yeah.
they support you.
Yeah, good family, man. So what about you? Who's your favorite athlete?
You know
AC
what?
Caswell? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
AC Caswell.
I'm sorry.
AC
Just
Caswell is
teasing.
my favorite.
I'm teasing.
No, you know what? There's I wish I was into the sports more because there's some really great
Yeah.
athletes here.
Yeah.
What I do enjoy, enjoy watching the kids come up,
Right.
go from high school to college.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like yourself.
Absolutely, sure.
And that's really exciting. So
Yeah.
you kind of lump them all in there and stuff.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Sports is amazing. You know, we love it, and it's a great platform, a great vehicle. So we're thankful to just be a part of that fraternity.
No, absolutely. Will you guys give them your site one more time?
Yeah, mdmexperience.com. Come out there and mingle with us.
No, absolutely. Come out and mingle. It's going to be perfect weather. You get to hang out with AC and some of the other guys. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
So, hey, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. We love having people like AC on the show because they are what make Arizona the greatest place to live. All right, we will see you guys next week on another episode of the Lockbox brought to you by the Grandon Group. We'll see you soon.